Ticket dispenser profile. The ticket dispenser profile defines the structure of languages, services, and service groups, as well as the visual appearance of the ticket dispenser. It can be configured in the central view. It is recommended to start the setup by enabling the required languages and creating the necessary services and service groups as shown in the related video. Common settings. The Common tab contains the main configuration parameters. The Type setting defines the behavior of the interface. The Structure-based type follows a traditional approach. It provides a tree-structured list of services with language selection available on each page. This type supports features such as appointment booking and customer identification, and fits most standard use cases. The Workflow-based type offers full flexibility. It allows you to freely design the interface by placing buttons, input fields, labels, and other elements anywhere on the screen. You can assign a custom name to the profile to make identification easier. You can define the default language used when the application starts. It is also possible to configure whether a ticket can contain one or multiple services. When multiple services are allowed, users can select additional services after choosing the first one, or print the ticket immediately. This approach has an important advantage. If a customer has multiple services on one ticket, the system ensures that the next call is only made after the previous service is completed. The Standby Time setting defines when the inactivity dialog appears. This dialog asks the user whether they want to continue the ticket request. If no response is received within the configured inactivity dialog time, the system returns to the start screen using the default language. The Print Dialog Time setting controls how long the ticket number dialog is displayed during printing. You can also select the ticket layout design used by the system. This can be overridden at the service level if needed. Features. In the Features tab, you can enable additional functionality. The photo-based agent selection option can be enabled here. This feature must also be configured for individual services. The Special Service option is used for ticket dispensers equipped with a dedicated physical button, typically for visually impaired or wheelchair users. You can define which service is selected when this button is pressed, and assign related rules in the System Activities menu. You can also enable or disable the following options individually. Appointment validation, customer identification, QR code scanning for Android-based ticket dispensers. Enabling the Back to Main button allows users to return directly to the home screen. Without this option, only a simple back button is available. This can be especially useful in complex service structures. The Customer Name feature allows customers to be called by name or keyword instead of a printed ticket number. The SMS ticket feature sends the ticket number via SMS instead of printing it, with configurable phone settings. You can also configure the display of advertisements or informational content during idle periods. Appearance. Basic appearance settings can be configured on the Appearance tab. For more advanced customization, an editor must be used, depending on the selected profile type. You can select the type of screen used by the device and design the content accordingly. By clicking on elements of the ticket dispenser screen, their properties can be edited in the panel on the right. You can also use the Selector menu to choose specific elements, for example, those linked to a selected language. You can adjust the layout, text style, colors or images, borders, and visibility settings. Some interface elements become available only after activating the page using the designated button. Once activated, Additional subpages can also be accessed and edited. CSS code can be edited directly for full customization. The DOM tree view helps you quickly select and modify elements. All changes can be previewed and reverted at any time if needed. Workflow Editor. The Workflow Editor is available only when using the workflow-based profile type. After selecting the root element, you can define its appearance and add new elements. These may include pages, dialog windows, input fields, buttons, labels, service or language selectors, full service lists, web regions, images, keyboards, or countdown elements. For input fields, you can define a variable that stores the entered value. This variable can then be reused in other elements, for example in buttons, to trigger specific actions such as booking code validation. Each element has its own parameters, depending on its type. These may include color, background, font style, or, in the case of web elements, URL and refresh interval. In the Functions section, you can clone, delete, or copy elements, and change their position in the layout hierarchy. If the selected root element is a template, you can define reactions to specific workflow events. For example, you can display a dialog after successful customer identification. You can also define which page should appear first when the application starts,